Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here, and today's video is a video I've been wanting to make for a very, very long time, but it was impossible because I couldn't get my hands on these shoes. Now, what's the big deal about these shoes, you might be asking? Well, other than the fact that they cost about $850 on the internet right now, they are the shoe that Eliud Kipchoge ran the world's first sub 2-hour marathon in. They're controversial, they're hard to find, they're crazy expensive, and I got my hands on a pair. You know, when I get my hands on a new pair of shoes, I like to do crazy things to them. But first, let's start with simple unboxing and first impressions. 9.5, my size in Nike, here we go. And they come with their own spike bag, very nice. And here they are. Oh my gosh, look at these shoes. One thing I love that they kept on the sole here, measured in the lab, verified by world-class runners, Nike Running. No doubt it's a good marathoning shoe, we already saw that. But should the average runner pay $275 for this shoe? Only way is to go test it. I'm gonna wear this shoe for 24 hours straight and find out what it's really made of. Let's go. Good morning. It's about 6:15 here in Springfield, Oregon. I got my trusty shoes, and I like to start every day, Monday through Friday, getting a CrossFit workout in before work. Ideally, I'd run 10 miles every day before work, but my knees and ankles won't let me. I love CrossFit. We're gonna get to test these shoes in the gym, running, lifting, and see how they perform in a lot of different exercises. Let's go. All right, before I throw these on, if you want a pair of brand new ALPHAFLYS, I'm giving away a pair. Click the link in the description below at the end of this video. Ryan, what time you got?
I got 6:29.
All right, 24 hours starts right now. Ooh, they're tight. All right, first impression as I'm putting these beautiful shoes on. They're really hard to put on, actually. They use a new upper called an Atom knit. It's like a sock. It's breathable, it's tight. It is hard to get my foot into these shoes. And the laces, I'm lacing them up tight because they feel so unstable. I'm bouncing around in them. They're like a big trampoline. I feel like I'm up on stilts. I don't know if that's exactly the way I want to feel when I'm lifting, but here goes nothing. Wait, you didn't think I was about to start a workout without boosting it first? Wintergreen Run Gum, our new flavor. Give it a try. I'll tell you what, as I run into the class, I feel like such a goofball. These are definitely not lifting shoes. We've got a great workout today. Some platform lifting, some bike riding, some running. You know, I'll tell you first impression as I'm riding the bike, there's so much foam to this shoe. The Zoom X foam, 40mm stack height, but it's also very wide. It's getting in the way of my pedals as I'm biking. Now let's talk about the specs on this shoe. I just mentioned Zoom X foam, that's what you'd find in the Vaporfly, but 40mm stack height. That is the max amount allowable under the World Athletic regulations. These are just barely within the limits of what you can legally run in. You'll also know on the forefront, they've got these new air pods. They're actually called air pucks, I think is what people are calling them now. 2 air pucks. Between the foam and the air pucks, you actually have a carbon fiber plate. Now, all of these pieces come together to give you what is claimed to be one of the most responsive shoes ever built. You put energy in, you get energy out. But I'm not finding that to be the case in the gym. When I actually start running, I actually think to myself, here's a chance to see what these shoes can really do, but they don't corner really well. As you can see, I'm taking some really tight turns, and I almost feel like I'm falling off the top of that 40mm stack height. It is not a good shoe for cornering. All right, that's an hour-long workout, and I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the worst shoe for platform lifting that I could possibly think of. I was either falling backwards, falling forwards, or falling side to side. It's just not a stable shoe for lifting. You know, as Coach Ben in there said, you've got powerlifting on one end of the athletic spectrum, and way on the other you have marathon running. I think we need to actually test these shoes with what they were made for, which is long distance running. We'll do that this afternoon, but first I gotta put a full day of work in at Run Gum HQ, and I need to shower. I said I was gonna wear these shoes for 24 hours straight, and I didn't really consider the whole shower thing, so I'll have to figure something out. All right, 7:46. Shoes are still in good shape. Got to keep them dry. This is totally normal. Nothing to see here. Genius. Woo. Still bouncy. I guess you could say I work a 9 to 5 because I get here about 9 a.m. every day, but I duck out early almost every day to go for a run, so we'll do that later. All right, you see me talking about run gum all the time. This is our HQ. It's about 5,000 square feet. We store the gum, we pack the gum up in boxes, we ship it straight to your door. Are those ugly or what?
You've been wearing them a lot.
I'm wearing them all day. I'm taller too.
I was gonna say, you're a legit 6-footer now.
I know.
That's
back to back.
That's like,
Give me an inch at least, right?
your ass is above.
I went to college to study to be a doctor, but after 12 years of professional running, I think that ship sailed. And today, I'm just so excited about being an entrepreneur. I love our warehouse, I love our team, I love our product, and I really like goofing around in the warehouse, as you can see. You know, this is such a weird day for me wearing these ugly but really neat shoes around the warehouse. I'll say this, they do start a good conversation, but they're really uncomfortable. I kick my feet up because they're just not fun to stand around in. It's almost like a workout trying to stand in one spot in these shoes. But as much fun as I have at the warehouse with my team, I do try to duck out early because I like to get a run to clear my head, get a little cardio in the afternoons. I don't like lifting in them. I really didn't like wearing them around all day at work. Let's use these ALPHAFLYS for what they're actually made for. Let's go running. Now, obviously, when Eliud Kipchoge helped design these shoes, he was thinking he wants the perfect shoe for 26.2 miles on the road, but I call the track home. And when I saw Josh last week run a really fast 5K in the ALPHAFLYS, I just knew I had to test them out here on the track. My initial impression, it's just too squishy. There's too much foam, too much rubber, and they don't corner really well. All right, obviously they're better for running than they are for anything else. That's what they were made for, but I really don't think they're made for the track. I mean, it's just too squishy. The track's squishy. My shoes are squishy. It's like what I said about the VaporFlies. It's just too damn squishy. I also don't like them on the turns. They just don't turn well. I feel like I'm gonna roll an ankle at any moment because I'm 40 millimeters off the ground. For me, when I got up to speed on the stride, that's when they really started to feel good. I felt the economy of them. I think we've got to take these to the roads. They're built for the roads, for the half marathon and the marathon. Let's go crank on the roads, and then I'll be able to give you a true assessment of what I think about these shoes. And now I see what these shoes were made for. I'm running about 5-minute pace here, and that's well slower than Kipchoge's world record pace, but it's kind of my tempo pace, and it's where I feel I can really stride out and test these shoes. When I run on the grass here, I'm really worried about rolling my ankle. It's just not a stable shoe. I've said that multiple times, but it really feels unstable when you're 40 millimeters above the ground on this ZoomX foam. As I transition back to the asphalt, now I can trust in the shoe. I'm willing to put all of my weight, all of my energy into that forefoot and feel the carbon fiber and that air puck give all of my energy back. It feels like I'm rocking forward, not rocking backwards. My energy is helping to propel me forward. That's really what the shoe was designed to do. However, it only seems to really work when I'm running in a straight line on a hard surface like asphalt. Whew, all right, we finally found something these shoes kick ass at, no surprise. They're a road running shoe, and these are phenomenal on the road. I mean, really getting a lot back, and I felt like I could stay really tall on them and just bomb down that road. So special shout out to my wife, Tiana, for driving the truck for that shot. Nice job, babe.
Babe, isn't it date night?
Oh, it's date night. This is gonna get really awkward. Ready for date night.
Why not?
What do you think?
Can we not do this?
I made a promise to my subscribers that I would wear my VaporFlies 24 hours non-stop, and I can't get my suit pants over them, so let's go. You stay here. Would it look better if I tucked it in? I can if you want.
No, that's fine.
Should I tuck it in? Is this the look or what? Oh, I just can't wait to take these stupid shoes off. All right, Planktown's a local brewery in Springfield, Oregon. probably my wife and I's favorite restaurant. We love the beer, we love the food, but more importantly, I love the people in this town who are laughing their ass off as I roll up in my shirt and tie with my ALPHAFLYS. One of the things I always encourage my fans to do is come up and say hi. If you see me anywhere, whether I'm out running, whether I'm at work, or whether I'm just getting a beer, come say hi. I love my subscribers. Honored to take a picture with you guys. I've said it before and I'll say it again. My #1 rule of training: go to bed early enough that you wake up without an alarm. For me, that means going to bed about 8:30 at night. I can't stress that enough. Make sure you give your body the sleep that it needs. All right, 6:30 a.m. and I finally get to take these stupid shoes off. Ah, that's better. Now, I feel like we've given them a pretty good test. There's just one thing left to do: find out what's inside them. Before I do that, you know what would make a cool video? What if I tested the ALPHAFLYS next to the VaporFlies, compared the specs, and told you what I thought was the better shoe? If that's something you want to see, get this video to 10,000 likes and I'll make it for you next week.